not breathing. Give me a knife.
How'd you know how to do that?
The Cleaning Lady is a crime drama surrounding Tony De La Rosa, a former doctor from the Philippines who moves to Las Vegas in hopes of securing treatment for her 5-year-old son, Luca, who has a rare and life-threatening medical disorder. Since Las Vegas is the only place that she can access or he can access the cutting-edge bone marrow treatment that he needs, Tony risks both of their lives by staying in the States on an expired visa. And until she gets a treatment for her son, she works as a cleaner with her sister-in-law, Fiona. However, even that job leads her to accidentally witnessing a murder by a criminal cartel. So Tony does the only thing that she thinks she can do to stay alive: offered to be a cleaner and a doctor to the cartel. But that means living a double life and keeping secrets from her family. The very talented Elodie Young, as many know her as Elektra from The Defender and Daredevil, stars as a very fierce, smart, strong, and take no shit Tony. I kid you not, the first episode blew me away with what she can do, and the things that she says, because yeah, she really doesn't take a shit. As well as the actress Marta Milan, who stars as Fiona De La Rosa, the sister-in-law, who is equally headstrong and amazing. This is actually a show that was based on an Argentinian series from 2017 called La Chica que Limpia. I hope I said that right. I apologize if I didn't. It was developed by Miranda Kwok, and I cannot share how thrilled I am by the representation reflected back at me, because as a Filipina, as an American-born Filipino who has a Chinese-Cambodian partner, I was wowed that they had not only one of our ethnicities, but both in the show, because this is the first time that a Southeast Asian lead is in a primetime show, and that's such a big deal that I really didn't think was possible. So again, it is wonderful to have my culture reflected back on me on the small screen, from seeing or hearing languages such as Tagalog terms such as ate, which means older sister, from hearing the talented Ruby Ibarra, rapper Ruby Ibarra, offering her voice and talents for some of the songs. I thought that was really a really great touch. And just mentioning Filipino dishes, which overall Filipino cuisine is still a food that is not really well known, but just casually mentioning it and offering, would you like some afritada? So I'm pretty sure I cried in the first episode because I really couldn't believe it. And it was everything I've always wanted in a show, because the heroine is badass. Every situation and every episode leaves me in suspense. And at the core of this show, it feels so real and raw, because it's about Tony, who is a mother trying to navigate all of these complicated situations and trying to save her son. So you cannot blame her for the things she does or the choices that she makes, because she's only doing what she thinks is best. And sure, it may seem questionable, but again, she's doing the best she can. And I am looking forward to what's going to happen as the story unfolds. I also appreciated how the main protagonist or antagonist, Armand, who at the time is perceived as, the gangster who takes her in and decides to hire her as a cleaner, he's actually revealed to be more complex than many would think. Oftentimes I have seen villains being reduced to a one-dimensional character where they're just murderous and just hate everyone, whereas Armand actually came from a family where, well, actually no, his family was the help for the gangster family that he now works for. So Armand understands where Tony is coming from, and he doesn't fault her for that, nor does he look down on her. So I appreciate that even though he has kind of violent tendencies due to his job, he isn't mean at the core. And I love that, because there are always those kinds of villains where you don't know whether to love and hate. Just makes a story and everything about the series all the more enjoyable to watch, because it's easy to hate a villain, but for Armand it's harder because there are more layers to him than people think. Another thing that captured me about the show was Tony and her unbreakable will. I know I'd mentioned that before, but just the fact that she doesn't falter, she doesn't hesitate to protect her family. And if I were in her shoes, I'm pretty sure I would cry more. But yeah, when it comes to protecting her family, I appreciated that. As well as the bond between her and Fiona. I'm surprised that they're just sisters-in-law, because I thought they were sisters. Their friendship and bond is just so genuine and strong, and it just feels like they're just blood rather than, related through marriage. And I liked how they weren't perceived as like a happy family that got along with everything. It's more like they were both mothers trying to protect their families, and there were times that they fought or had misunderstandings, but they still came together and said, hey, I'm your family. We're still here for you, and I still have your back. And I think that's something, even in the Filipino culture, that I've always appreciated and loved, is that no matter what arguments we got into, it was still family at the end of the day, and we always took care of each other. And as I mentioned before, this show really does leave you in suspense. I'm pretty sure I'm always on edge when I watch this show, and I still look forward to what's going to happen next and how Tony will secure treatment for Luca, and whether or not she's ever going to leave this criminal underworld behind, whether or not she wants to be part of it. My only critique is that it can be cliche at times. For example, Tony often finds herself at the bad, a bad timing, bad situation, which is cliche in my opinion, because it feels repetitive, that she's often the person who witnesses or sees or is there at a certain time where she probably shouldn't. But I can see how it's just trying to perpetuate that she's in deeper than she would like to be. All in all, it is obvious that the cleaning lady is well loved, because every episode has actually garnered about 3.2 million views, which is crazy to think about. Again, this is a female Asian lead with a mostly Asian American cast, and audiences are just tuning in and just eager to watch more. So the Clean Lady is solid proof that audiences love the show, and people would love to see more shows like this. And I really hope this is one of many more to come.